Yeah, off-season was great. Always a good time seeing the family and friends back home. Obviously don't get to see them too often during the year, so it's nice to reset and regroup and just lay back with them.
Do you finally feel healthy? I know once you came back last season, you said it hindered you the rest of the season. Were you able to skate freely this summer?
I didn't have the summer that I like to have, to be honest. It was a little different. A lot of rehab, a lot of recovery and stuff like that. I'm getting to a point where I'm almost where I feel like I'm back to 100%. So I am feeling better. But yeah, still more work to do going through a training camp for sure.
Could you? Obviously, the end of the season ended badly. Patrick just said, he did come and apologize to you. Could you take us through that from your end? How upsetting that was to you, and why you asked for the leave of absence, and how do you come back from that?
Yeah, obviously we know the injury. I was, tore my groin right off the bone, fifth game in the year. Injuries happen, out of my control. The timeline given to me was 4 to 6 weeks, and it was a little tough when, 3.5 weeks I didn't have a groin. It was still not connected back to the bone. So, I just felt like I came back too early, came back skating too early. Skated with the team too early and just ended up playing too early, and then hindered me the rest of the season, basically playing on one leg. As a player, you don't want to be on the sidelines. You want to be playing out there, battling with the boys, and that's what I try to do. But obviously, it wasn't good for anyone for me to be out there. And talked to Patty. Patty reached out over the summer. He drove down to Montreal, which I really appreciated. He apologized for his comments. I told him I didn't need an apology. I just needed him to know that I was playing hurt, and he had told me that he didn't really know the extent of the injury. I think it was just miscommunication by everybody, and myself included. And he just obviously thought that I was playing 100%, which I wasn't. And that me coming back too early obviously kind of hindered me during the offseason as well. And like I said, didn't have the the training that I wanted. But like I said, I'm feeling much better. I'm feeling better out there, and should be ready to go.
Did that require surgery to reattach the groin to the bone?
Um, Different cases. Myself, they told me I didn't need it, just went that route. I think no surgery is probably the best, for any injury. So, we didn't need surgery, but I did come back in New York in the off season to get more looks at it because I was still hurting. So, but like I said, it's feeling much better now.
Now with a fresh start here, training camp coming up, what's your mindset for it?
Yeah, but last year behind me, I'm always excited for a new year. It's a lot of fresh faces, fresh start for everybody, and so for myself, I'm looking forward for a big year, and very coming in confident, and hopefully that can put everything behind us and hopefully make the playoffs.
You're pretty close with Drew. Oh, there we go.
What's your relationship with Josh Durant?
Yeah, I've known him since we were 9, 10 years old. Known him my whole life. We skate in the summer at all times, and one of my best friends growing up. So, I know growing up we've talked about obviously playing in NHL, playing together someday, and last time we played together was midget AAA for Lac St. Louis Lions, and we both had our jersey retired there a couple weeks ago with them, so that was pretty cool. So that's 15 years ago. Time flies, but first time playing with him professionally, I think it's going to be pretty cool. Like I said, he's one of my best friends, and I'm very happy to have him here. He's going to be a great player. He's got so much skill, so much talent, and looking forward to see him, fit in with this group.
How much recruiting did you have to do to bring him out here?
Not much, to be honest. I think Patty did all that. And I remember, just playing against him in junior. We had some good battles, Quebec with Halifax. So, Patty knows him very well, and he texted me right away. I think right before he signed that he was leading to come here, and so yeah, I was super excited. So were our families. They're pretty tight as well.
With all the new players, new faces, new GM, does it feel like a breath of fresh air with everybody coming back here for the start of camp?
Yeah, like I said, it's very exciting times. A lot of fresh faces. Everybody's, just this past 2 weeks here, just skating with the guys. It's nice. Guys are excited and ready to go. So, like I said, we're just happy to be here.
What kind of expectations do you have for yourself this training camp or this season?
Just being the best that I can be. Obviously, I know what type of player I am. I think I've kind of shown it just, right before I got hurt there, the first 5 games or 4.5 games, I would say. That's the player that I am. Obviously, my speed and my skating is my number one asset. So, once I came back and you saw me, probably struggling with that aspect, something was going on. But, for me, I'm just looking forward to getting back to the way I was, back to 100% for sure, and just use my speed and my skill as my asset.
Do you feel like skating wise, I guess nobody's ever 100% 3 days before camp, but are you in a good place with that? Are you kind of where you need to be or want to be as far as your speed and all of that?
Yeah, I'm in a good place. My focus is game 1 of the regular season and being ready for that. So going to take all the time that's needed during training camp, preseason, whatever it is. I'm in contact with Darcy and Pat, and we have some good conversations over the summer. We had some good conversations here in the past week. So, we're just going to continue to communicate, see how I'm feeling, and like I said, I'm going to be ready for game 1 for sure.